And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Pinarski here with the Mobile News 8 Live Desk. Hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. We are back at the Atrium at Uccello's for another Meet the Artist piece. Again, ArtPrize is wrapping up quickly. Before you know it, you have until Sunday to check out all the pieces, but the closing ceremonies are happening tonight. We are previewing and giving you an inside look at one last piece before we say goodbye to ArtPrize for 2024. It is called From Darkness to Light, and again, it is being held at the Atrium at Uccello's, and it is created by Michelle Sider. And wouldn't you believe it, we are joined by the artist herself, Michelle. Michelle, thank you so much for being here today. We really do appreciate the time.
My pleasure. Thank you for interviewing me.
And I want to just first off, this is an absolutely beautiful piece. I mean, just in the time I've been here, we've had people kind of come up to you and wanting to talk a little bit more about it. Talk to me about what this piece means to you. What was sort of your inspiration and creative process behind coming up with this and really emphasizing that point of from darkness to light?
So this is very, it's a kind of progression of what I've been going through this year. So it's From Darkness to Light is what it's called, and I paired two pieces, one which represents darkness, one which represents light, and to talk about the journey from darkness to light. For me and for all of us, we have darkness. I've had some darkness in my year. This has been a tough year, growing intolerance and hatred and anti-Semitism, which has very much affected my life. And this piece is called Balancing Act, is my representation of what it's been like for me. It started out as painting. This is my original painting. Representing, trying to stay on the tightrope, trying to make it across the darkness toward light. And then I interpreted it into glass, where the tightrope itself is made with gold. Is this person falling off? Are they standing up? Using different types of materials to represent tumultuous waters and difficult times, trying to push you off that. And we all have our darkness that we're trying to stay on balance from. And, so that, I think a lot of people have related to that everybody has their own darkness and trying to stay on course. So it goes from that to light, and the light for me is my great-grandmother. So she escaped with her life from the area which is now Ukraine. And so she went through much more difficult times than I did. And I look to her and to faith and to hope and her resolve to help me get through tough times. So I used this photograph, which I actually have at home, as the template for this piece. This photo came with her. This was taken a year before she had to escape with her life, and I'm use that as my template for the piece. And underneath you can see there's also writing underneath, and that represents, actually it's her. I can tell a little story. At 12 years old, her brother was a poet, and he was writing against the government, who at that time was going through the pogroms, and they were slaughtering the Jews. And he was writing against the government. He got thrown in jail because he was writing against the government. At the age of 12, she went in to visit her brother as much as she could. He was still writing poetry. If all he had was toilet paper, he wrote his poetry. She would sneak it out in her bloomers. Underneath the glass here is writings in Russian, and her brother was actually friends with Leon Trotsky, who was not yet communist. He was also a poet. And I don't have her brother's writings, but I have Leon Trotsky's writings that I put underneath the glass. So it's representing like going through tough times and having resolve and being brave. And so that's what this whole piece is about. One other thing is the gold represents the two of them being held together with gold, but it's also a nod to the Japanese kintsugi is a art form that they use where they repair cracked vessels. So anything that's cracked, it comes from the samurai warriors. If you're cracked, you have scars, you don't hide your scars. They make you strong, they make you who you are, they give you resolve. And I incorporated that idea into this because it kind of fit with the whole idea. So the materials themselves very much reflect like some of the ideas that I'm trying to
Right.
show.
No, that was gonna be kind of my next question. Is there a lot of important details that maybe on first glance you're not gonna really notice until you obviously get the chance to talk to you and learn a little bit more about it? But the sort of pieces that you use to create this artwork itself, those have also have a pretty incredible backstory as well. You brought them in from all over the world as well.
Yeah, so the glass, I'm kind of a glass geek now. The glass is from, each piece of glass is from a different factory. Most of them are hundreds and hundreds of years old. Some of the stained glass is from the United States. The chunky glass is from Italy. Some of it's from Mexico. There's a particular factories that I get it from. Once I know what I'm going to do and what colors I want, I then, like a kid in a candy store, I make sure I get the glass to represent what I want. This gold actually has gold leaf in it, which is from a factory in Italy called Orsoni. And that is just symbolically representing hanging on to that gold, hanging on to that light when you go through dark times. So there's actually gold underneath the glass in all of these. So it's really fun. There's also stone, and I put it in at different angles. So the cool thing about glass is that it changes colors throughout the day. And if you put it in at different angles, as the sun moves, it can show different colors.
Yeah, no, that's a really cool element to this as well. And Michelle, kind of wanted to talk a little bit about your experience yourself as an artist. You were one of the finalists last year for ArtPrize 2023. Talk to me about that experience. What was it like being one of the top artists in the entire competition and kind of getting that recognition?
It was a little crazy. I didn't expect it, and it was wonderful. So it was very, it's very gratifying, of course. That's not why I come to ArtPrize, but it was really nice to be recognized. The works that I did last year also had a lot of personal meaning for me. So to have work that has personal meaning, to be recognized and be able to share that with people is pretty special experience.
Right. And Michelle, this again is a really remarkable piece that I highly encourage everybody to come check out. Again, we are at the Atrium at Uccello, so if you want to come on down, you've got a couple days left to see it for yourself in person. And Michelle, before we let you go, with a piece like this, there's a lot of details obviously going on that we talked about that, again, people may not see on that first glance, but for people that are going to come and check it out in person and maybe know a little bit more about it, or maybe they're just walking by and they kind of just, catches their eye for just a minute or so, what do you hope that they really take home with them? What's something that you hope really stands out about this piece and really resonates with people?
My hope is that if it does catch their eye and there's something that they connect with, and I've seen some people actually emotionally connect with it, to take a moment and sit with that. Like, how does it connect with you, with your life, with what you're going through? And that's what art can do. Like, it's this connection between the artist and the viewer to give you a little insight into maybe somebody else's life, but also into your own.
Absolutely. All right, awesome stuff. Michelle, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us the chance to talk to you about your amazing piece. It is called From Darkness to Light, and remember, everybody, you can come find it right now throughout the rest of ArtPrize through Sunday at the Atrium at Uccello. So I want to thank everybody so much for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.